Smogon has been home to plenty of cheaters in the past. Some people try to cheat in tournaments through asking their friends on what plays to make. Some people try to cheat through having their opponent's teams be revealed to them, but today, I'm talking about a special case. This is Megid Pro, a pretty new player on Smogon. His account is less than 2 months old, but all of his posts so far are related to tournaments. His first tournament, Oh You Last Chance, he lost round 1. It's to be expected of a completely new player. The interesting part is the second tournament Megid signed up for, namely RBY ZU Cup, part of the ZU Classic. Megid for some reason signed up multiple times and got a bit annoyed when the tour hadn't started yet. For round 1, Megid got a bye, meaning he didn't yet have to play. I understand that this type of stuff can take some getting used to as a new player, but I think I am your challenger sounds pretty funny. For round 2, Megid was paired up against a player called Longrat. When Megid reached out for scheduling, no time was wasted. Just 7 minutes after the initial message, Megid asked, "Are you ready?" followed up by some random emojis. Longrat just 45 minutes after that says that they're fine with playing soon, but would prefer to play later in the week. About 15 hours later, Megid asked if they could play in, I guess, 3 or 4 hours, I'm guessing he means. Normally when you schedule a match in a Smogon tournament, you mention your time zone and when during the week you can play. This isn't really the usual approach. Longrat says that 3 PM in time zone GMT plus 1 today could work. Megid asked to play now, but only a couple of hours later they actually meet each other on Showdown. So Longrat DMs Megid on Showdown saying he's ready to play. Megid says, "I see," and then instead of actually playing, he goes offline. About 10 minutes later, Megid gets back online to say, "Sorry, I lost my ZU team, so I can't battle now." Longrat links some sample teams that Megid could use to still play the game, which is met with gratitude, but instead of now playing the game, goes offline again. Longrat called for an activity win on Megid after all this, which I don't blame him for wanting to be done with this. Megid then replies over the course of 3 different messages apologizing and then asking to play now. After a little back and forth, Megid gets called out by one of the ZU team leaders to essentially get his stuff together. To which Megid responds with, "Of course, noon 3 to 4 o'clock is the best time for me. I want to know the region of Longrat." He doesn't do this in response to the opponent, but to the tier leader. The next day, Megid Pro posts his win over Longrat. For some reason he doesn't do it just once, as anyone would, but he posted thrice. But anyway, let's watch these games. So this game is between Megid Pro, and instead of Longrat, it's Longrat? On Longrat's Smogon profile, it states that their showdown name is Longrat, so it's a bit odd that it's spelled differently in this case, but whatever. Both players lead off with Flareon, which is considered bad in the tier according to my reputable source, and isn't on any of the 15 sample teams. That's kinda fishy, but let's ignore it for now. Normally at the start of the game in a Smogon tournament, both players tell each other something along the lines of "good luck, have fun." But Megid apparently likes to tell his opponents at the start of game 1 to move quick. This apparently stressed Longrat out so badly that they made an awful play and clicked Hyper Beam in turn 1. Despite not being able to move this turn, thanks to Hyper Beam recharging, Longrat takes 210 seconds, or 3.5 minutes, to click his button, and only does so after Megid repeated it himself, this time adding an emoji. The next turn when Longrat can actually move again, they timed out after 30 seconds. Bit of a disappointment how early it had to end, but sure. Game 2 starts out pretty similar to Game 1. Longrat doesn't switch up the strategy as we see another turn 1 Hyper Beam. This time it misses, and the next turn Megid picks up the kill. We see our second Pokemon of the whole set revealed, which is Hitmonlee, which I've been told is complete trash in this tier. Longrat goes for Rolling Kick, which is a move that it probably wouldn't even run even if it was good in the tier, and gets the flinch. He goes for it again and gets a crit flinch this time. Maybe he starts feeling himself a little too much and tries to go for substitute, but it doesn't pay off. How does Longrat use this swing and momentum? Well, apparently by not clicking a move for 5 entire minutes and timing out again. You can probably tell by all of these hints, but something just isn't adding up here. After Megid posted his win, Longrat posted in a thread that the opponent in question, Longrat, wasn't actually him. This meant that Megid, probably in a different browser or on a different device, just played against himself and tried to pass it off as an actual tournament game. Pokemon Showdown staff confirmed that this was Megid playing on the Longrat account and decided that Longrat would be given the win and that Megid Pro would be banned from ZU tournaments for a year. I just find it baffling how bad of an attempt this was, like using the same exact bad teams on both accounts, just timing out after a few turns. In the case of Game 2, doing so right as Megid started to get a little worried about the Hitmonlee look. And also, bringing extra attention to your win by posting it 3 times for no reason. If there's one lesson to learn here, it's on how to not cheat in a tournament. With that being said, Megid apologized and deleted his post. Longrat moved on, but lost a couple rounds later. I do want to clarify that I didn't make this video to make fun of or bully someone. I just want to highlight a situation that I found funny. Megid hasn't posted since the 12th of October and hasn't logged onto Smogon since the 24th. Is he quitting? Is he taking this time to plot his next schemes? Will he come back and learn from his mistakes? Only time will tell. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe so that you won't miss out on any future ones.